Ninth Biology, Unit 17, Part 1. Animal Kingdom. Our planet Earth has variety of living organisms. Small animals like insects and worms and larger animals like elephant and whale occupy the Earth. Nearly 1.5 million species of organisms have been described. 1.5 million species of organisms have been described. Species is an individual group of organisms. Example, human beings come under one species, monkeys come under another species, rabbit comes under another species. Every organism exhibits variation in their external appearance, internal structure, behavior, mode of living, that is way of living. Organisms show differences in their external appearance, internal structure, behavior, and in various other aspects. So a variety is formed among animal kingdom. This variety is called as biodiversity. Is there any possibility for anyone to study this variety of living organisms in his lifetime? Let us see. In a grocery shop, the things are arranged in different groups so that the searching will be very easy. Similarly, organisms are arranged into smaller groups so that the study can be an easier one. The diversity among living organisms can be studied in an effective way by arranging each kind of organisms in an orderly and systematic manner. The method of arranging organisms into groups on the basis of similarities and differences is called classification. Classification is nothing but grouping of organisms. The study of classification is called a taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science of classification. It is the scientific study of classification. What is the use of classification or taxonomy? Taxonomy makes the study of wide variety of organisms easier. It helps us to understand the relationship among different groups of animals. We can understand the relationship among human and monkeys. We can understand the relationship among frogs and fishes and other groups of organisms by means of taxonomy. Classification is the ordering of organisms into groups on the basis of their similarities, dissimilarities, and relationships. Similar organisms are grouped together. Dissimilar organisms are kept under separate groups. The first systematic approach to the classification of living organisms was made by Swedish botanist Carolus Linnaeus. He was the first to develop a systematic study of classification of organisms. So he is called as father of taxonomy. In the beginning, organisms were grouped under two categories called as two kingdom classification. The first one is animal kingdom and another one is plant kingdom. Later, the organisms were grouped under five kingdom. They are kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. The five groups were classified based on some principles. These groups are formed based on cell structure, that is, whether the cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic, mode of nutrition, whether the organism follows autotrophic nutrition or heterotrophic nutrition, body organization, whether the organism is made up of unicellular or multicellular, reproduction, whether it follows asexual reproduction or sexual reproduction. Based on these principles, organisms were grouped under five categories called as five kingdom classification. Classification is nothing but grouping of organisms. In the grouping or classification of organisms, some categories are used or ranks are used. They are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Each category is a taxon. These categories are called as hierarchy of classification. Species is the basic unit of classification. The largest unit is kingdom. On the basis of hierarchy of classification, the organisms are separated into smaller and smallest groups which form the basic unit of classification. The smallest group forms the basic unit of classification. The smallest group is species. In the next part, we will study each category in detail.